As he exports his exceptional talent and shares it with the world, he carries with him his authenticity, as evidenced by his catchphrase, pina pardon my Tswana. Since its debut in 2017, Focalistic, real name Lethabo Sebetso, has steadily become an Amapiano frontrunner through hits like Star and Gupta. Yesterday, he released a new single, and Focalistic joins us now in studio to talk about his new single, Baja Ko Pele, and upcoming concert and how it was included in Davido's album, which came out last month. Focalistic, good morning, welcome.
How are you?
Good, how are you, man?
I'm good.
Well, I trust you will correct my doji Tswana there.
Yeah, no, it's a tongue twister. I said pina.
Say that again?
I said pina.
I won't even attempt. What does it mean?
It means this is not trap. These are songs from the hood, from my hood, which is why I always represent Pitori. You know, I always felt like growing up, I wish, we had, upstanding role models in music, because when I first wanted to do music, my mom was super scared, because it's like, who has done it the way I would have liked it?
Yeah,
and,
sure.
For me, I wanted to be that kid, and that's what, Strata Nation Address is. 10 June, we're hosting a show, making sure, it's kind of like a celebration for Pitori, it's that one where you can bring your whole family there,
Yeah.
My mom's going to be there in the booths. Make sure you get your tickets. Strata Nation Address, 10 June.
Yeah.
It's going to be a movie.
And speaking of which, so where are we in terms of growing the brand Amapiano and ultimately exporting it?
At the end of the day, Amapiano should be looked at as any other genre, I think people want to, kind of figure it out. But it's like hip-hop, it's like R&B, the way it started. And I think at this point, it's become a staple in the international market. All we're missing is a Grammy. All we're missing is our own shows. The way Strata Nation Address, we're doing it. All we're missing is, just Grammy, our own shows. And people will realize, that's why I say we are as good as, your Burna Boy, your Davido, your Drake, So for me, that's always been the aim. And I'm still pushing that. I feel like I'm an evangelist for Amapiano. I'm going around the world and telling people, we have the same dreams and we're as capable as these people.
And Amapiano is taking not just Africa by storm, but the world.
Yeah, the world, definitely. I just had a sold-out show in London, 5,000 people.
Get out of here.
It's been crazy for me, being able to do London and then come back home and say Strata Nation Address and still drop the music, it's a blessing. I always say Amapiano is a blessing, maybe because as the youth, we've suffered so much. God felt like, regala blessing our music.
Right.
Yeah.
Baja Ko Pele, let's talk about that song. What inspired you to write it?
To be quite honest, I had just come back from the sold-out show in London. We have this thing called Pitori Super League, PSL. That's how we're calling it in the streets, but it's usually just kids from Pitori who've decided to have a creative economy. And when we landed back home, I was like, hey, Baja Ko Pele, just think about like, and then we just kept laughing about it, myself and MJ. And when I met Sean Music and he gave me that beat, it was just automatic, like, yo, Baja Ko Pele, morning life.
Did you have South African politicians in mind?
I mean, if the shoe fits, I feel like I'm a strong, I did political science. So I like having, political messages in my music. And as the youth, I feel like, that's why they call me the voice, President Estrada. Who else is saying that? Who else is going to say it? Baja Ko Pele,
and then let's talk about the creative process when you produce this hit.
I mean, my creative process has always been the same. I'm super comfortable in the studio. I don't write music, per se. I'm freestyling, sitting down on the chair, and always with people that as I said, Pitori Super League, people that inspire me, people that add more to the music. Hence, you always find me with MJ. Big shout out to MJ. If you're watching this, make sure you follow MJ. He's also a young kid from Pitori, super talented. He's done a lot of the music, Sean Music, FTS, XDapi. We have Maestro as well, Kupa Babi, Chico in this Pitori Super League. And, we're all a creative economy, as I said. We're supporting each other and making sure the studio vibes are too much.
And how has your music evolved since you first started?
I think since I first started, I was afraid of voicing out. As you said, do I have political statements. Yes, I do. You know, I think at this very moment, most of my songs have been about, you know, my life and in the most honest sense.
Sure.
If you listen to Tobeza, you hear Chomiki Chenchi, you know, and that's the same, you know, aesthetic we carry into Baja Ko Pele, into Hokaba Monate, Pitori Setifitlile, Hokaba Monate. You know, I think my creative journey has become one of a person who's more comfortable now, you know, being able to say, and that's why I guess people say I'm the voice of the youth, President Estrada, or because I say things that they're thinking of as kids, and they just trying to get the message out, and that's who I've become.
And, you know, just showing how big how big of a deal that you are. You even featured Davido on this project. How did that collaboration come about?
I mean, myself and Davido have always been speaking about, you know, music since 2018. And our first song was in 2021, which was Gupta, the remix. And, you know, we did Champion Sound, which landed on his album, which was just released now and was the biggest album in Apple Music history, you know, in terms of it charting and how the streams came about. So, you know, it's always a blessing to meet someone and relate. He always used to say, as a pina is what drew him to me, you know, because every country has a hood in the world, and, you know, we're making music for the hood. So
sure.
Big shout out to Davido. The sound is worldwide, you know what I mean? And that's why we are still pushing more high, more. Lethabo Nation address, you know, we definitely, I said, evangelist of the music.
Yeah, yeah. So are you, like speaking of such big brands as Davido, are you also looking to focus more energy into exporting your music, being an international household name?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think all of them happen parallel, you know, everything happens at the same time, you know what I mean? As I'm saying Strata Nation Address, I'm going to have a special, you know, international guest at this event, 10 June, okay. Strata Nation Address, Super Sport Park. But as I said, these are not two different developments that happen. These are the same. These happen at the same time. As I'm doing, as I said, I just had the London show sold out, 5,000 people. You know, that happened a month ago, and I'm saying in a month, we're going to Centurion Super Sport Park. So for me, they're all the same. You know, vision one, you can one right. As a trap to global.
I mean, in your quest of going global, will that affect your musical influence or your musical flavor? Because a case in point, for instance, Black Coffee, well, he's an internationally known house music, but when he focused his energies on the international market, his musical influence changed. Are you also looking into taking that route?
I think, you know, for me, I've always said, you know, there's 1,000 ways to kill a cat.
Definitely.
You know, and we have Lady Smith Black Mambazo in the same, you know, same conversation, who never changed anything and were, you know, still eligible for a Grammy. And for me, that's what it's about. It's about maintaining my authenticity and winning the Grammy. I always say, if I win a Grammy and I'm not Pitori Maradona, President Estrada, it wouldn't mean anything. You know, for me, I've never forgotten that I'm doing it for that young kid at the hood, who, for me, when I saw Lady Smith Black Mambazo do it, I felt like I can do it as well, you know, in their indigenous language, in their indigenous music, and just taking the quality upper, making sure the performance is upper, so we can do it, you know. And big shout out to Black Coffee as well, big shout out to Zex Bantini. As I said, there's 1,000 ways to kill a cat.
Focalistic, lovely chatting to you, man. All the best.
Thank you so much. See you guys the 10 June, Strata Nation Address. Make sure you get Baja Ko Pele.
That was President Estrada, Focalistic, talking to us about his new single, Baja Ko Pele.